So right now we are on a flight on the way to Paris, France. Apparently there are these 3 skate parks that are intertwined into the downtown city part, built in such a small compact space with so many people, and it's beautifully and quirkily done in a way that I have to see with my own 6 eyes. Hey American, shut up. Okay, let's pick up after the flight. So now I'm sitting at a French cafe and I just realized I left my skateboard over in America.
All around me are familiar faces.
So right now we're just gonna go on our computer and kind of explore all the aspects of these 3 skate parks and figure out why there are Karens literally building Twitters around Twitters. I could not have sounded more boomer just then. Twitter accounts to cancel the skate parks that have been built. It's disrupting the community. There are fights and hatred and anger. And today we're gonna go through all 3 of these skate parks. We're gonna see which one's the best and we're gonna rate them compared to a normal skate park to see if they are actually good or if they're just quirky. The first of the 3 skate parks we're gonna take a look at is Cledell Skate Park. And as you can see, it is a skate park that is intertwined in between these 2 buildings in a city. So it's in this tiny street. And if we get a closer look, there are only 5 obstacles within this park. So you have this quarter pipe starting from one end and this guy is doing a pivot to fakie that is quite beautiful, good job. And then it cuts into this ramp on the left, then this ramp on the right, then this ledge on the left, then this other thing. So I think this is all 5 obstacles in one picture. The coolest part is only 2 of the obstacles are really the standard ones you would find in skate parks. You have the ledge and then you have the quarter pipe. But this guy right now doing a back tail around this curve thing seems super fun and it's very unique and it's not the type of obstacle you would really find anywhere, which is cool because this is not the type of skate park you would find anywhere. Here's a straight shot, and what's funny is that the ground has these clean green lines that go from obstacle to obstacle, which probably means that the road itself isn't that smooth, which is gonna cause a little chaos in the park if everyone's trying to stay within the green lanes. I doubt you have to, but that's probably where it's smoothest. Aerial shot looking down, how sick is that? Why shouldn't every big city like Paris have skate parks scattered within the buildings? This looks like something that could exist in New York, even though New York already has like 30 skate parks. Let's add one more. Now I say for closer observation, we should actually watch some Paris locals get down, skate the park, and see maybe that we're missing something or that we're not. So this is called quite simply put, if I may say so myself. The bank to ledge looks like the funnest thing. The quarter pipe looks a little scary because I am scared of transition, but that's totally okay. Tail slide, so you can hit all the obstacles in a run. Right here you have to make the choice. Slant or the ledge. You go with the slant if you want to have a creative aspect to whatever line you're doing. So far it's not really being skated in any way that is surprising. I feel like everyone's kind of doing what you would expect on the obstacles. But man, it looks so fun. Let's actually learn a little bit about why this skate park exists and how it got started. So the Rue Leon Cledell spot was delivered on December 15th, 2012. 2012, over 10 years old, and I bet a lot of you haven't even heard about it. I just kind of discovered it recently. The skate park was created by company Constructor Skate Park and the artist Raphael Zarka. I love that it's clearly an artist behind this. Even though I would say all skate parks are artistry, this seems like it was actually like a artsy artist. The project was started in 2007, so the whole idea of the park, after the request of middle school students from the neighborhood. At the time, a ramp in the garden of Les Halles has been dismantled, and they asked for another spot or module as a replacement. So it's like, hey, we had one ramp, build this entire skate park intertwined in the city. The project was discussed with the town Holland, the youth council. They ended up choosing Rue, blah, 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 because it just it's a shortcut for cars. So essentially not many cars go through there anyways. Yo, let's build a skate park. In addition, the buildings surrounding the street are only offices, which was therefore less of a nuisance, there you go, for noise pollution. The work for this project cost 210,000 euros. Wow, our dollar bills are almost exactly the same now. So that's $213,000 for the skate park. That's crazy. Like in my head, I think sometimes like there are a lot of YouTubers who make like millions of dollars. Can these dudes, like if you had $1 million, could you genuinely build 5 of these skate parks? I know you need a lot of approval and probably a lot of pull in the city and the government, but that's wild. There's a lot of 5 stars. People seem really hyped on the park. It's a bit hard for beginners to try ramps or rails because the more experienced all take up space. I understand that. Sometimes if you go to a place that's busy, it's gonna be all experienced skaters. But also, as they can tell and I can tell, the obstacles are built for people who are more advanced. So they're not the kind of person you would find in normal skate parks. So you kind of gotta have a little bit of extra flair to your skating. You gotta understand more obstacles. I'm gonna compare all of these parks to my hometown park, which is Chisholm Skate Park. It's very unfair because this skate park is like, I would say Chisholm is literally a 9 out of 10. So in comparison to Chisholm, this skate park, I would give it a 5 out of 10. For obstacles alone, probably like a 4 or a 3, but because of the situation, the location, the beauty of the city around you, I'd say a 5 out of 10. Let's move on to the second skate park, and then of course the third one is gonna be the best for last. Shh. The next skate park is called Avron Skatepark. Now this one is another work of art. It's very similar. It's built in this little plaza right here, as you can see. Boom! I think there's also 5 obstacles, so maybe they try to keep it to that specific number, but it also looks very DIY. This looks like something you would find at one of those DI Foundation skate parks, but right here on the left you got a ledge. In the middle you got a boob without the top part, which I don't know why I said it like that. You got this weird little grind wall ride type thing over here, and then you see some of the initial construction on the left. The dude is grinding. These homies in the middle are hanging out together, smiling, vibing, and on the right, you got the pre-construction. So let's get more into it because I couldn't really find that much information about the actual initial build process, because honestly, Paris doesn't get as too into detail as America does when there's like this big cool thing popping up. I felt like a lot of people really didn't cover these skate park builds. Luckily, we got this blogger right here, Jack Spots. He says, welcome to the new Avron Skatepark in Paris. Located just next to Nation, here's a small plaza which somehow completes the Course de Vincennes spot. We're definitely gonna check that out, but let's finish this article. Well, you can already see in the photos, we are on something very simple. The space is quite small, but still planned to allow us to use the sidewalks around. Shh, don't say too much. So I'm assuming that they don't really want you using the sidewalks, but you're going to, you're a skateboarder, what are you gonna do? Small special mention for the module with the curves. Very nice to ride. Ooh, module with the curves. I was a little disappointed with the floor. I wouldn't know how to describe it to you, but it has something a little rough. It's not crazy, but hey, it does the job. So I probably know what he means. There's a lot of roads that are like, it's like smooth, but it kind of like, if there's like little indentions and stuff here and there, you kind of feel it as you go to pop, you're like going up, and it kind of janks you as you're trying to do a switch flip back nose blunt nollie big heel. It looks like you can kind of drop here in on the left and kind of hit the park. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 obstacles kind of scattered throughout. They're not really, they don't really look like they're set in a way where you can hit all of them like bam, 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 bam. More like you can go straight and hit the 2 on the right, or you can go straight and hit the 3 on the left. I mean, this right here does look really nice to ride. I don't know if this is the curve he was describing, but right here looks like a perfect quarter pipe. I actually like the fact that there's not very much on the top. I feel like it kind of creates a whole new feel as opposed to a normal quarter pipe that you would normally find at a skate park. I've been wanting to go to Paris since I was just a young little Chad, since I watched Devil Wears Prada, and we're gonna make it happen. I mean, I'm here right now. This is totally real, and I'm here, and I'm not sad at all that I don't get to skate these places. Looking buttery. Oop, he's skating the curb. Hey, get off, dude. You're not allowed to do that. What are you doing? Back tail looking quite attractive. I would say the trick, not the human. That was a good frontside flip. Damn. Not saying he's unattractive. I'm just saying the trick was attractive. I couldn't see his face. I'm sure he's very attractive. People like this always sketch me out because they like get hurt. Kind of reminds me of the Gons. So earlier in that article, it mentioned that this was the completion of something called Course de Vincennes. So it must be like a bigger skate park project. So I have this pulled up on the same blog. And it said in early 2020, new modules were installed along the Course de Vincennes in Paris next to Nation. Since the fiasco under the Barb's Metro, okay, now we gotta figure out what that is. I've always been suspicious when Paris talks about installing modules. So I guess they had a bad experience, which we will discover in just a minute. Except that here, the place lent itself more to it. That was weirdly translated. Between Nation and Porte de Vincennes, I wish I could pronounce things, but I'm really stupid in American. There was already the 1.5 kilometers of smooth concrete that would accommodate installations, which was not the case for the 100 meters of rough concrete downhill from Barb's. Yeah, I can't digest it. Okay, this Barb situation must be really intense because this person seems very bothered. But I guess there was all this road already, and they're like, yo, if we put some obstacles down it, all is gooch. This isn't part of the 3 skate parks, so I'm not gonna get too into it, but it does look like it looks like a lot of fun. I would actually give this long version of the park a 7. I'd give it a 7. This is nice. Now let's see what they meant by the fiasco. I'm really interested what this terrible skate park they built looks like. Oh, here it is, the Barb's, La Chapelle Metro Skate Park. I have the impression that after seeing the success of the new skate park in Charonne, I'm not even gonna look into that. I'm sure that's awesome. Rather successful, it must be said. Paris said to itself that it was enough to draw pretty blue and white paint on concrete to make a good skate park. Missed. You know what? I think that was translated well enough to say that they blew it. We are in the 18th, under the metro on the railway bridge from La Chapelle and Barbes. The site is partially covered, a little sloping, but that's okay, and well located. In other words, a nice place on which we could have done something hot. I don't know what happened, but the guys cracked up and managed to make one of the worst spots I've seen in 2020. Let me explain. There was absolutely nothing to allow you to leave. So you arrive at the bottom of the park at 80 kilometers. So I guess it goes one direction. So you're going like, if you're going one direction, you're like going 80 kilometers an hour at the end. And then you have no choice but to brake and come back up like an asshole, skateboard in hand. At the beginning, you might try to do tricks in the direction of the climb, and then you will soon be too lazy. So it's literally too difficult to do tricks one direction. And that's terrible. That is horrible skatepark design, because you obviously want two flows happening in a park at least. You want people to be able to skate a different direction, but this sounds like everybody has to go at the same time. One direction. Sounds dangerous, favorite band. Damn. Look at these pictures though, like it looks so good. So I guess he means these big blue blocks that you can see right here, I'm pointing with the mouse. Those apparently just aren't even rideable. So it's like, why would you have these big blue blocks? And it's like, I guess they probably already existed. They even have ramps going up to it. That's hilarious. What? So I guess there's just no reason for them. Even right here in the middle, look at this huge crack that I'm seeing with my 3 eyes. And then right before this ledge, boom, massive crack going right here. And then there's this human sitting here too. So I assume also you're at a skate park where there's probably a lot of people just chilling, not really realizing that it's a skate park, and be like, hey man, you mind if you scoot over? And they're gonna be like, well, it's a public place. And you're like, yeah, but it's a skate park and it's gonna cause a bit of controversy. And then here's the quarter pipe at the end, which does look actually pretty fun. And obviously the surroundings, El Beautiful. As you can see, there's a lot of cardboard as well, which means people are living here, which, wow, there's a lot of people lined up against this wall right here. I remember in a video, someone got upset with me for skating a skate park because there were homeless people at the skate park. And I remember, because they were like, oh, it's so loud, you're disturbing them. And I'm like, well, it's a give and take. They can sleep at the public skate park that's meant for skateboarding, but they gotta be okay with the sounds of skateboarding. This was unfortunately probably a very failed project, because they may have also built the skate park in a place where people were already trying to sleep. So you have to be conscious of all that, especially in a city like Paris, where there's probably a higher homeless population. On a lighter note, before we get to the final skate park, this Avron Skatepark actually has a change.org petition to have the skate park removed, and 132 people have signed it. Let's go for 200. Hey, I'll sign it too. All of you should, I'm just kidding. Nobody sign this. This is a, do not sign this. If you do, I swear I will find you and just punch you repeatedly in the nose. The installation of the skate park has greatly degraded the quality of life of local residents since its inauguration of September 2020 by the incessant din it causes. What the hell is din? Do they mean noise? The sounds of jumps, falls, rolling, shocks, etc. resonate throughout our homes and are amplified by the steep configuration of this development placed between buildings that act as a sounding board. These daily nuances, amplified at weekends, affect not only rest and calm, but also good working conditions in a period of telework for many of us, and they prevent the opening of windows in the summer. Given the intensity of this nuance, it is incomprehensible that this location was chosen. Has a sound impact study been carried out? The buildings on either side are 15 meters from the skate park, while a minimum distance of 100 meters is strongly recommended, National Noise Council report, and many countries impose a minimum of 50 to 100 meters. You know what? I mean, some of these points, to be fair, seem fairly fair. I'm just gonna say that as a professional skateboarder and someone who's been doing it my whole life and makes a living doing this, it's a fair point. I mean, the city made the decision to build it. Obviously, this is in no way a skateboarder's fault. I'm sure they push for it and sign petitions to have it built, but it's not a skate park's fault for having the opportunity to have a skate park and saying yes to it. But they even have a Twitter, and what's hilarious is that the Twitter is at the handle Avron Skatepark. So before the people who actually run the skate park or are a part of the skate park got to get the Twitter handle, the complaint for the skate park has the Twitter handle. The last place is one that I've actually seen in multiple skate videos throughout a very long time, and it's one of the cooler street parks I've ever seen in my life. I found this video right here by Chinoy. He has over 10,000 subscribers, so this must probably be good content, but this is a skateboarder who I think went to the session, and we can just kind of review the spot from Homie's videos. Taking the train downtown, you have this entire flat ground area. I don't know, I mean, they built skate obstacles, so obviously, wow. So first obstacle on the left, boom. I mean, that is like plaza beauty. Look at all this floor. Now, this to me would be actual heaven. Like if I had this opportunity or this situation where I had to live in Paris, I would live right next to this thing, because I mean, look at that. I just want to do a fakie flip on that ground, or a switch heel. 2 favorite tricks. That's what I want. You got this perfect ledge that he's grinding. I mean, this whole big obstacle right here is so cool, like the little slant on the left. And then over here you got, what is this? You got a 3-stair thing? Like, how fun does that look? And you can skate across the stairs. Uh-oh, he's booking it. See right here, you can skate the ledge across the stair. That's what I was looking at. And I'm like, that looks so fun. Just like a nose grind through the whole thing. Oh, there's a stair set at the end too. Ooh, this one's a little more dangerous because it goes into the sidewalk. Oh, shit. Falling right in front of the, that looks so good though. I think it's about a 6-stair. Oh man, I'm getting like Happy Paris vibes right now. I'm like, oh, I really gotta go as soon as possible. Cause also like, just going with Sarah too, my fiance, it's like best times ever. Film some solo videos for you, hang out with the fianc. Just sounds buttery. There's also this big thing in the middle that I guess you could just wax and ollie up, skate like a manual pad, do whatever you want at. So good. Right away, this is the spot with these ledges. I don't know if you've seen videos of them, but these ledges that you see in the background are these perfect ledges that are in tons of skate videos, and they are incredibly beautiful. So you have these ledges, which already is like, that's like 6 out of 10 just as is as a spot. This right here is the stair set that they skated into the street. So I'm on the other side right now. So if you want, you can just go this way and skate down the stairs. And that's pretty much it. I think it's just realistically those 2 obstacles, and I bet that was just such a huge purchase. Imagine how much that cost Volcom to actually build. They did make a video right here of the initial build, so let's take a look at that. Oh, here we go. Oh, so they built it, what? They built it outside the park, and then they brought it in with a lot of cranes and big old vehicles, and they set it up here. That's interesting. Whoa, wild. There's so many people there too. Wow, there it is. Boom, the grand opening day and best trick. So now this is where everybody gets down on skating the new obstacle. Woo, what an anxiety-inducing contest, because you like can hit it from every direction, right? Oh, I follow this dude on Instagram. He's amazing. Boom. No, why did it cut off the trick? The no slide big heel, that was stupid. Damn, so sick. Switch heel back tail. So there's just a ledge there too. I think, did we see that? Like a perfect ledge? That's cool. So I'm gonna give that spot a 9 out of 10. Obviously that's skatepark number 1. I would give it the top score. I would give skatepark Avron number 2, and then Leon Cledell skatepark last place. I'm sorry, brother, but all of you, I would love to see in person because man, these are beautiful. And that's it. I think now is a good time for me to head back to Texas, but I hope you enjoyed this video. If you wanna see more like this, let me know down below. I will go through the archives of all of the weird, quirky skate park type stuff or skateboarding type things to talk about around the world if you are interested in hearing my perspective. So let me know down below if you enjoyed this video, like this video, and I will see that this is a video that people prefer to see with their eyeballs. And I will see you every time I upload a video, every Tuesday and Thursday on this channel. Not all the content will be like this, but this feels like a fun vibe, and eventually maybe we can do live streams. I don't know. I always plan ahead. I'm sorry if I say things that don't actually end up coming into fruition. I just think too much, and I need to stop doing that. I'm thinking out loud. But stay tuned. Thanks so much for being here, and I will see you next time. Take care, progress daily, and keep killing it.